Hey, good morning. This is Bobby, Homespun. I thought I'd take a few minutes before I head out to church this morning to just say hello. Excuse me. And, just to do a little chit chat or whatever, nothing in particular. Just wanted to say I really appreciate those of you that have been making comments on my channel. And I apologize that it seems a lot of the content here lately has been in response to not necessarily a knee-jerk reaction off of Belle's Reborns situation with her drama and Sam. And I heard the term the other day for the first time, money cow. I guess maybe that's a saying that's been around for a while, but it's new to me. As much as I've read and been around, I've never heard that term, but I learn something new every day, especially on YouTube, it seems. But I want to emphasize I'm not using, and no one's accusing me, nobody's accusing me of this, but I'm not using anything or anyone as a money cow. I made it clear that when I first came on to YouTube that I was going to share with you bits and pieces of my life and whatever. So, so that being said, I do have some comments that I want to address later. And I think what is going to happen is those of you that get to know me and like me, okay, will actually appreciate that when I make comments, sometimes I get a little carried away and I don't always comment in short-term fashion. I don't know how to do what is known as text talk. That is one of my biggest pet peeves in life, is that people don't communicate anymore. They don't talk. They don't share. I think that's one of the reasons that I felt so compelled to listen to Sam in the beginning when I first met her through Jen, of course, because they're good friends, was the fact that Sam had such an excellent command of the English language. And it was just like, oh my God, there is somebody else out there in the world that speaks proper English? Go figure. I mean, I have become very lazy in my own terminology. Not that I've purposefully set out to be an eloquent, speaker, but I was raised up north in Rhode Island, New England, and I need to turn that fan off. It's messing up my hair. It's already looking like it's been blown in the wind everywhere and which way, but this is called my Pentecostal hairstyle. Okay. I got to do what I can with what I have, which is not a lot. I don't have a lot of hair. It's not very thick. It's kind of thin. I took after my daddy. But anywho, I was saying that I was born in Portland, Maine. My mother was full-blooded Canadian French. My dad was not, of course. She was born in New Brunswick, Canada. And my father was in the Navy, in the military, when he met my mother. And of course, here I come, 1957, one of the worst winter storms ever. I think I was 5 pounds and so many ounces when I was born, according to my dad, and they transported me home in a car that had no heater. So I survived, but anywho, I was, embellishing on the fact that I was pretty much raised in half my youth, half my impressionable years, I guess you could say. I lived in North Kingstown, Rhode Island. Went to school there, and I was an avid reader, avid writer. I was very artistic, although for some odd, weird, crazy reason, I stopped drawing, and I have myself convinced that I can't draw anymore. And when I do try to draw, I get aggravated because it looks like a fifth grader did it. But there was a time, in all honesty, ladies and gentlemen, when I could really, really draw. I mean, I really could. I was trying to see what that red spot is right on my head there. What in the world? Um, but my reading endeavors back then, I would walk to the library and I would first of all, I loved the quaintness that where I lived in Rhode Island, there were a lot of historical monuments and little one-room schoolhouses and a lot of history there. And I would go to these a little library that was up the road a bit from where I lived, and I would walk in, and it would be quiet, and it would be calm, and it would be cool, and there'd be, it was just like a solitude, a haven of peace and calm and quiet. And I needed that in my life because my home life was quite, it was always in turmoil. There was just a lot of things going on. And so when I would go to the library, I relished the smell and I would open up those little index card drawers and I would thumb through, and look at the titles and the smell of the cards and the smell of the books. Everything about the library just gave me an instant feeling of peace, and it was almost like a drug to me. And so I was an avid reader, and I would check out my little library books and go home and read, and then I'd go back and return the books. But anyway, I just I loved English, I loved reading, I loved writing, and mathematical skills, forget it. But as far as the English side of things, speaking, reading comprehension, creative writing, all of that, I totally had that down to a fine tooth comb. And then, of course, we moved to the South later, when my mother remarried, and my dad had a tendency to be stationed in the northern region for a better part of my life. And then when my mom and dad divorced, he was transferred to California, and that's where she met my stepfather, who in turn started his military. He was in the military, he was in the Marine Corps, and he always seemed to get stuck in the southern regions of the United States. And that's when it all went bad. When it came to my speaking English properly, because I do find myself slipping quite easily into the southern slang. But anywho, I don't even know why I got off on all that, but that was one of the things that attracted me about Sam, was her eloquence with her words. I was like, oh my God, it's like a breath of fresh air. No southern twang to it whatsoever. Beautiful words, applicable, you know. I just get turned on by words, I really do. I love words. And so that was a very refreshing scenario for me. And but I don't mean to elaborate a lot on the drama, and I'm sorry this is going on, and I am going to fight tooth and nail, just saying. And I started to say, if y'all, if y'all like me, but I know my point. I was saying you're going to get to know me in the realm of YouTube, Reborn, community, whatever you want to call it. Not that I'm not an artist. I mentioned that many times. I've bought and sold dolls. Love Reborns. But now see, I lost my train of thought again because I'm getting old. Oh my God. I don't know what's wrong with me. But I don't comment in text talk, and that's my pet peeve. I hate that people do not communicate anymore. They don't make eye contact. They don't have any inflection in their tone. When you text all the time or you get on the computer all the time, and there's never any kind of a tone or inflection or any kind of facial, response and hand motions and that type of thing, a lot of times we lose the quality of the conversation because it's text talk. And I find, to my dismay, and that's one reason I started doing the YouTube thing, is I'll be trying to talk to my daughter just this morning, and I'm trying to tell her something that happened to me that kind of meant something to me, and she's so preoccupied with the kids and work and this and that, and it's like she's so diverted. Her attention span is just zero, and I'm just sitting there going, well, I'm waiting for her to actually recognize that I'm trying to tell her something. And a lot of times I just give up and, one time I was at my mother-in-law's house and let me say this before I get too far gone. I don't write just little comments. I write novels. You're going to find that I write paragraph after paragraph after paragraph if it is something that grabs me. So I hope I don't bore anyone at times when I do respond, especially to something that's near and dear to my heart, like all this drama with Jen. And I made a comment yesterday on a video and won't say names because, I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. And I wish we could all get along, but it just seems like it's not going to happen. But there's a lot of spite and a lot of venom in some of the content of these videos. And it's not Jen and just Jen and Sam. I mean, their situation and their response is because they've been backed into a corner and they're coming out fighting now. Finally, they've tried every other avenue and it's just not worked. So now they've got their fists up and they're ready to roll. Okay, it's a done deal. They're tired and frustrated and angry, and I don't even blame them. But to be just vindictively sarcastic in your comments and deliberately probing, knowing that your audience knows who you're talking about. I mean, you might as well just come and a lot of them come right out and say their name, and I just think it's sad. It's sad. It really is. But so it's near and dear, and I'm going to write a novel and I'm going to tell you what I think, and you can delete it, I guess, off your channel if you so choose. But it's unfortunate because a lot of people will not have the opportunity to share a different perspective based on my perspective. I enjoy reading other people's perspective, and I do enjoy trying to be a peacemaker. I just like to fix things. I just can't stand when people, things are going on, and if I can help, then I'm going to try to help. That's just my nature for some, I guess, because I was the oldest and I was always the fixer person. But, if there were arguments or bad things going on, in my world when I was a kid, which usually was, so I had to constantly, try to remedy things. I found as I got older, I always would try to remedy things and fix things and make things right. And just, but uh but I write novels, and so y'all are going to get to know me as the lady who, when she makes comments, there are times when it's going to be like a freaking whole page of comment, and I'm not going to just necessarily reserve it on some special wall, which I'm still trying to learn all the nuances of the YouTube videos, but and how it all works and everything. But uh you're going to either hate me or you're going to love me, but you feel free to tell me what you think. But it just seems like people just don't know how to communicate anymore. They don't know how to converse with each other anymore. They don't know how to come to some kind of understanding, even in the level of being, disagreeing, or the level of frustration or being misunderstood or whatever is going on. Quite often, you can come to terms with things and maybe agree to disagree, but you don't have to be disagreeable in your attitude and your words and your hatefulness. And I know we all say things that we regret. We're human beings, we really are. And we have different personalities, and I can't emphasize that enough. And I don't mean to be negative, on and this is not what I meant to talk about, but I feel we need to give people the benefit of the doubt. Um, and this video wants to, the battery's running low on this computer, and I'm too tired to get up and plug it in. But I wanted to share with y'all just real quick on a more positive note. I went to Ross's and I talked to you guys about how when I buy stuff for my Reborns, I love finding good deals, and I love the thrift stores, and I love yard sales. I went to a couple yard sales with my daughter Saturday, and it was so fun. I loved it, and I ended up spending like $5 or $6. There wasn't a whole lot, but I got some stuff for free, and I got some really cool stuff, that I thought was nice, things that I try to be more selective now because I just have too much stuff in my house, and I don't need a lot of things. I don't feel I want a lot of things. I want to get rid of a lot of things and get in a lot of things, but I just have to lay low. But I went to Ross's and one of my favorite stores if I am going to buy anything new, and look what I found. I don't know if y'all can see real quick. Look at that. Let me put on my eyeballs. Hold on. And I know exactly who I'm going to put this on, but this was only $1.99. Now, I could have probably got this at a yard sale for $2 easily, so I didn't mind spending, $1.99, and it was one of those purple tickets indicating it was a reduced. It used to be $3.99, but look at that. Isn't that cute? Look at the little bow. Look at that. And it's gold and pink, perfect for a little girl. And then I was about to leave the baby area and I came up on this sweet little blanket for $4.99. I thought, well, I could easily make a blanket using this kind of material, but I guarantee you it probably cost about $4 and something a yard or whatever by the time I got done making it. But then when you look at the little detail of the little stars, it just is so adorable. So of course I had to get it because it kind of sort of matched the shoes. So I got those two little items for the baby. And I know exactly who I'm going to put it on. I did a video the other day that I didn't post dressing one of my twins that I purchased from a lady who calls her site Love Reborns, I think it's called. But I'm going to do a video on those two babies that I purchased from her. They are stunning. They're AA babies. Beautiful. Oh my God, that isn't even the word to describe. But uh, it was my first purchase with her, and I'm wanting to buy a Joseph 3-month-old from her, either closed or eye or open eye. I'm not sure which, because she does such a fabulous job with AA babies. They're AA babies, AA twins, the little ones that I'm going to do a video on, that I had promised her a long time ago I was going to do a video on the box opening, but they are just stunning babies. Oh my God, I love them so much. And I finally got a hold of her the other day and took off her winter outfit and put on another outfit I had found, which was a little bit big for her. So I'm going to see if I can't find something else that's going to kind of match this little thing. I mean, I know gold is probably not, well, gold can be a summer color, but I don't know. I think it looks so cute on a baby, especially if they're AA, because it makes their skin so stand out so much more. But anyway, so that was my little tiny haul. I got a couple, a new outfit for church on the cheap. That's why I go there and shop, because I'm not going to spend $1 million on clothes. But I do occasionally treat myself to something new. But I just have a lot of ideas coming up, and I just wanted to do a little chit chat on that about the foo-foo flops, the giveaway that's forthcoming. I know I keep mentioning it, and I haven't done anything about it yet. But I promise you, I have a whole basket full of, matter of fact, I guess I could take a moment if this battery doesn't run down. Hold on, I'll get it real quick for you. Just to show you, I am working on it. There's a basket full of foo-foo flops. And I'm making more. They don't take long to make, but they're not look how cute. They don't hold up under stress under everyday use. So I'm encouraging, when the time does come, that you wear these, if you win a pair, to wear them, around the house or to the mailbox, or maybe run to the grocery store real quick, or I wouldn't, maybe to the beach or the pool, but I sure wouldn't encourage you to wear them every day, because they're just not the best, quality rubber or whatever it is that they're made out of, because I do try to purchase them relatively cheap from the Dollar Tree, but the little embellishments that I put on them makes it really cute. I'm thinking also of adding some little embellishments, plastic embellishments that match the flip-flop. Like this has got ice cream, what do you call them, popsicles on there, and I would love to find some buttons or something that are in the shape of a popsicle and glue that on the toe area. I think that would be so cute. And then look, little pineapple. This one's got pineapples. Let's see, is it? Yeah, pineapples. So cute. Look at that, for a child. Aren't they sweet? But I am working on them, I promise. Oh, these are sweet too. I love these. These have pelicans. Look at that. I don't know if you can see the pelicans. A quick correction, these are not pelicans. They're so pelicans, they are flamingos. They are pink flamingos. Got those. I still have more, like I said, that I want to work on. This is kind of like a Hawaiian style with the pretty flowers. This one has, says fun in the sun. It's got like a palm tree effect. And then this last pair on the bottom, which it says sunglasses, sunshine, smile, bikini, you know, beachy stuff. But I call them foo-foo flops, obviously, because they have the the eyelash yarn. Is I guess that's what they call it, eyelash yarn. I call it foo-foo yarn. This is real pretty. This is the iridescent. This is one of my favorites for a kid because the popsicles and the iridescent yarn on it. But I'm not done. I got more and more and more to do because I want to make sure that I can send a pair to a couple people just as a token of friendship and love and support. But I also want to be able to make enough that if someone wins on the giveaway, they can choose whether to have a pair for themselves or a pair for somebody they care about, or maybe a pair for one of their kids or something like that. So anywho, so that's forthcoming. I have some other ideas, but I just wanted to say good Sunday morning and just thank those of you that have taken time to leave comments and chat with me. It really does mean a lot to me. I know when I get back from church today, I'm going to be exhausted because I mentioned the other day that I'm having a little bit of a cold reaction, I think, or nasal. I woke up again with another migraine headache. And all I have for that stuff is the over-the-counter mess, and I eat that stuff like candy. I just can't seem to convince my doctor that I need something a little more substantial, specifically for migraine, because there isn't a morning that I don't wake up with a headache. Some mornings is not as bad as others, but every now and again I'm fortunate and I don't have a headache when I wake up. And you know, I've considered allergies like the pillows, maybe something in the pillow I'm allergic to. I've tried everything, and and I've had the headaches before, but when I fell and on my face that time, I was told from the doctor when they did the x-rays and all that jazz to make sure I didn't have a head bleed or whatever. He said, you have extensive arthritis in your neck. And I'm like, what? Come on. And I've been going to see someone just recently, over the last, past 6 months, about some arthritic pain in my leg, in my one leg. And they called it osteoarthritis. So I'm like, okay. And I was getting these cortisone shots, which, knock on wood, so far I haven't had any major. I think I got a total of 4 or 5 shots over the month, or not the month, but over the year, and it seemed to get better each time. And the shots seemed to last longer. Like the first shot I got, it didn't last but like 2.5, 3 weeks, and then the second shot lasted 6 weeks, and on it went. And so far I haven't had any issues with my leg hurting me to the point where it keeps me up at night. But I had no clue that I had something with my neck. Oh my goodness. And then this doctor comes and tells me. And I remember looking at him quizzically and saying, oh yeah, right, okay, sure. But he was genuinely serious, and he repeated himself to me to make me realize that he was not playing around. This is not a joke, that you have extensive arthritis in your neck. So I'm thinking, well, is that where the headaches are coming from? I mean, I don't know. I have no clue. I know my neck pops a lot. I mean, a lot. Like if I turn a certain kind of way, it pop. It's so loud. And I ask my daughter occasionally, she says she can hear it, but Sometimes she can hear it and sometimes she can't. But I guess I'm just starting to exhibit these old age symptoms that I'm just not used to having. And all of this is new to me. So, but I said all that to say, I woke up with migraine, but yesterday was a pretty full day for me. Spent time with the grandkids as usual, which I try to as often as I can, even though they get on my last nerve. They just, oh, they bicker and they carry on. Ooh, just, ugh. But I had all of my grandkids, not all, but I mean, I'm sorry, I mean, I'm losing my train of thought. I had Nevaeh and Jordan, and then I have my grandson in love, my little Oriental baby that is now 4 years old. And we all went to the park, and it was so hot, so we went and got these fruit slushy things. And you should have seen the looks everybody was given because the store was packed. It was one of those little convenience gas station store places, real busy, and we were filling up our little drinks, with the fruit slushy thing. And they were doing what I call a suicide drink, which they were mixing all the fruits, and I got a lemon and they got, all this other stuff mixed in. Yeah, I think it was like 79 cents for this huge thing, this huge slushy, really good deal. So for $4, everybody got something nice and cold to enjoy. And we were sitting there and we got the looks because my granddaughter and my grandson are Hispanic, but my granddaughter really looks Hispanic. My grandson looks more white, although he is Hispanic, but he looks more white. And then here's my little Reagan, and he's Oriental, full-blooded Oriental. And then I'm blonde, dyed blonde, yes, but I'm pure, obviously white, even though I do have a lot of Canadian French and Cherokee Indian. Believe it or not, I have Cherokee Indian in me. Yes, I do. My ancestors were on the Trail of Tears when my grandfather, my daddy's father, Gramps, I called him Gramps, uh, told me and shared with me about the Trail of Tears and that type of thing. And I can get into that in another video. But you should have seen the looks because of the variegated, I had the little rainbow family going on.